I never expected to wake up in a hospital bed, a stranger's jacket thrown over my shoulders, my phone vibrating incessantly on the bedside table. The fluorescent lights above were unforgiving, cutting through my foggy haze, and the sterile scent of disinfectant clawed at my senses. My last memory was a haze, laughter, bass rattling through the floorboards of an unfamiliar apartment, two strangers leaning in too close, and a cocktail glass that had felt alarmingly heavy in my hand. A sharp knock at the door made me sit up abruptly. My husband's silhouette filled the doorway, rigid, his expression unreadable. "We need to talk," he said, and the gravity in his voice pressed down on me more heavily than any hangover could. I swallowed, my throat parched, and tried to brush it off. "I'm fine, really." He didn't respond, didn't soften. Instead, he stepped inside, closing the door behind him with deliberate finality. "You're lying," he said simply. No yelling, no dramatics, just that cold, precise certainty that made my stomach twist. And then it hit me. The open texts on my phone, the screenshots of flirtations I had dismissed as harmless, the messages to and from the strangers from last night. I wanted to explain, to say it wasn't what it seemed, but the words lodged in my throat like shards of glass. I faltered, struggling to condense a truth I barely understood myself. How do you explain a night that started as curiosity and spun into reckless abandon? The guilt hit like a tidal wave, relentless, drowning me in the realization that I had shattered something I had spent years building. He didn't move, just stared, his silent judgment more piercing than any scream. "I can't do this anymore," he said finally, and the words cut through me like a blade. "I trusted you." I wanted to scream, to beg, to reason, but I had nothing left. My mind flickered to the strangers, their smiles that seemed inviting, their words reflecting a version of myself I hadn't recognized until it was too late. I hadn't intended to betray him. I hadn't planned to cross that line, but lines blurred and I stepped over them anyway. Hot tears stung my eyes as I recalled the chaos that followed, the dizzying lights of the ER, the paramedics' voices slicing through panic, the antiseptic mingling with the metallic tang of blood. And through it all, a hollow understanding. I had been reckless, selfish, careless, and now the man I loved most was walking away. "I don't understand," I whispered, clutching the hospital sheets like a lifeline. "Why? I made a mistake, yes, but you, why now?" He shook his head slowly, a single weary gesture. "Trust isn't something you can just repair with apologies. Not this time." His words were final, absolute. He turned toward the door, and for a fleeting moment, I thought maybe there was hope, but there wasn't. The click of the door echoed through the sterile room like a judgment. I lay back, chest tight, staring at the ceiling as the world spun. Rage, confusion, shame, heartbreak churned inside me, each emotion sharper than the last. I wanted someone to blame, someone to hold responsible, but the truth was merciless and simple. It was me. And yet, even amid my self-inflicted ruin, a bitter clarity emerged. I saw how fragile love truly is, how easily it can fracture, and how seemingly small, innocent choices can cascade into devastation. The weight of betrayal wasn't just in the act itself. It was in the subtle erosion of trust, the quiet buildup of lies, the way a heart could break in moments you barely noticed. Hours passed. Nurses moved in and out. Monitors beeped, and the room's shadows shifted as the day waned. I thought of him, of the life we had shared, and felt a pain that would never fully leave me. And beneath the layers of guilt and despair, one question lingered. How do you live knowing you caused heartbreak to someone who once gave you everything? There would be no easy answers, no sudden forgiveness, no instant relief, only the slow, raw reckoning with myself and the haunting knowledge that some mistakes leave scars, not only on the body but deep in the soul. Perhaps that night in the ER would remain with me forever, not just as a cautionary tale, but as the moment I truly faced the weight of my choices in the eyes of the one I had broken. If you've ever been torn between desire and destruction, curiosity and the sanctity of love, subscribe to my channel. Together, we'll navigate these tangled emotions and maybe, just maybe, find a way through heartbreak without losing ourselves entirely.